I don't think I was ever forgiven by Pete Rozelle and the football NFL for not first using it on NFL, which I think they never liked. That the, goes back to first instant replay was a college game. That if I had to do it again, probably would do it on an NFL game because it cost me a lot of grief. Um, Roger Staubach was called Roger the Dodger in those days. He was the Annapolis quarterback. The play I showed was from Raleigh Stitchway, who was the Army quarterback, an unknown. Well, I had hoped that Staubach would do one of his scrambles and I could show it, with some cause and effect to it or whatever. But every time one of his plays came up, the thing didn't work. And Stitchway, who, if you got in touch with, he'd tell you after the game was over, people asked him about scoring again. I mean, it was, yeah, he'll actually tell you because obviously his family was watching closely, and but he's quoted as saying all that. Well, it changed how you view a game because you want to see what happened. You want to put it in context with the game. And if you watch the game today without replays, you you know you would be more than unhappy. I mean, it wouldn't be complete coverage because your replays now are not from the same angle. Even the first one wasn't the same angle. It was a tighter lens. Replays today are a lot of isolated cameras. They call ISO. I don't know if I started it, but I used to call them isolate these cameras, and a lot of things are done because cameras are isolated. In baseball, they isolate. If you're a right-handed hitter, they isolate the shortstop and third baseman because chances are it's going to be that way. You see what I mean? There's all kinds of patterns. In the Kentucky Derby these days, they don't have one camera trying to figure out the winner. They've got 10 ISO cameras or something. You know what I mean? But that's all okay. I mean, anything that makes it easier for the viewer, that's what it's all about.
It wouldn't be until 1917 when the ZH was introduced that helmets began to see any real proliferation in college football. Instead of just being a crude animal skin shell, the ZH helmet was designed with ear holes that allowed for better on-field communication as well as inner cradle design that distributed impact. As you can see, it has a harder shell than previous models. In 1935, Vern McMillan created the first face mask. He created a mask that would protect the player's nose, transfer impact to the outer shell of the helmet, and not hinder vision of the player. Rubber covered the wire that was used to construct the mask. In 1939, after decades of players wearing the same styled leather helmets, employees at the John T. Riddell Company in Chicago invented a new helmet made out of plastic. This new material was stronger, durable, and lighter than previous models. The polycarbonate helmet was introduced in 1986 as it is lighter than typical plastic and far more durable. It was brought into the NFL as a means to prevent greater injuries and significantly reduce concussions. In 2002, Riddell created the Revolution. This was the first major development in over 25 years. Several advancements in player safety on all levels have been made through a heavily researched new design. The new helmet is meant to ensure increased safety as well as comfort for football players on all levels of play. The Schutt Ion 4D has been the most popular football helmet since it was released in 2007. The helmet is revolutionary in many different ways. It is designed with focus on maximum safety. The padding, which is made of thermoplastic urethane, keeps air circulating to keep the temperature cool. Many professional players, such as Brennan Jacobs, wear it as well as a large number of student athletes.